How did you almost die? Went on a high elevation alpine hike on Mount Rainier with an out-of-town friend. At around 10,000 feet we decided it was time to head back down the mountain. About 5 minutes into the descent I was in an uncontrolled glissade across a snow field. Even though I knew better, after I was unable to slow myself I put my feet down. That's when my crampons bit into the snow and stopped me, sending all of the force into my legs. I heard an unsettling pop and felt excruciating pain. As soon as I stopped I looked down and saw that the heel of my left boot was where the toe should have been. I had severely broken my leg and I was at least a 3-hour hike down with sunlight and warmth declining. We were not equipped to be there after dark. Within a couple of minutes I could feel my extremities beginning to tingle. Was going into shock. Fortunately, I had some glucose gel packs which I began to suck on. And that seemed to keep the shock at bay. Which was a good thing because the radiating pain was quite enough. Our cell phones weren't working well, but another stroke of luck was that I had put a GMRS radio in the bottom of my pack, and as such we were able to get word out on the radio that we were in trouble and needed help. Ham radio operators heard us and relayed our position and the details to the rangers. The National Park Service couldn't get a helicopter that was willing to fly to that elevation so late in the day, on a Sunday in early October. So they had to gather a party of climbing rangers to come get me. A couple of other climbers on the way up the mountain really saved me by giving up their climb and assisting me, covering me with sleeping bags and making tea while one of them went back down the mountain to meet the rangers coming up. Shock and hypothermia very likely would have done me in that night if they hadn't happened upon us and helped. It was pitch dark and freezing cold by the time the rangers arrived 4 hours later. They strapped me into a litter and had to carry me off the mountain. Unfortunately, the climbing rangers are not EMTs and do not dispense meds. So even though they were doing all of the work on the climb down, it was absolutely excruciating for me. It was almost 9 hours between the time of the accident and the time I checked into the emergency room.